Salve Discipuli, and welcome to week 4 of our distance learning extravaganza. Alright, so you are probably in 3rd grade Latin if you've been directed to this video. Okay, so our video content for today, we're going to review last week's quiz, then we're going to do another speed test practice round, then I'm going to teach you some new vocabulary, okay, then we're going to have some grammar practice and notes, and then I'll give you further instructions. Okay, the materials you're going to need. Alright, so today you're going to need a yellow colored pencil, this week 4 work packet, this YouTube video of course, and your thinking caps. Okay, so please make sure that you have these things. Alright, and then let's get started. So first things first, we're going to do a chapter 8 quiz review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this link and we're gonna do the quiz. Alright, so you can kind of see how I would take it. Alright, we're gonna skip that first one. Okay, and remember, I asked you to do this without your notes. Okay, so first one. Neuter means it is neither blank nor blank in gender. Okay, the answer is it's neither masculine nor feminine. Next. Okay, we're defining mando, mandare, mandavi, mandatum. Okay, that's I entrust, to entrust. Okay, next, neko, nekare, nekawi, nekatum. Alright, I kill, to kill, I killed, killed. Next, opugno, opugnare, opugnavi, opugnatum. Okay, and that's simply to attack. Alright, pugno, pugnare, pugnavi, pugnatum is to fight, okay? And the way you can kind of tell these two apart, alright, pugno, pugnare, it just means to fight. Now, attacking is a little more aggressive, so if you look at opugno over here, okay, it's got more in the word. So you can think of it as more aggressive, more letters, right? Opugno, attack, simply pugno is just to fight. Okay, next. The last gender we'll talk about is neuter. Alright, we'll skip the name below because you already know that I am Robot Magistra. Okay, define auxilium, auxilii, that's help. Okay, donum, doni, it's gift. Okay, case includes little words like by, for, from, with, of, and to, which we call prepositions in English. Okay, you can think of neuter as a neutral gender. Okay, because remember we said before it's neither masculine nor feminine. Alright, in Latin so far we've talked about blank and blank genders. Alright, well, we talked about masculine and feminine. Okay, next, ambulo, ambulare, ambulavi, ambulatum. Okay, that means I walk to walk, I walked, walked. Okay, aedificium, aedificii is building. Caelum, caeli is sky. Okay, the neuter rule has to do with which two cases, all right? And the neuter rule, remember, has to do with the nominative and the accusative cases. Okay, exempli is example, okay? And that was the quiz. Let's submit it. Just kidding. Okay, so let's go back. So if you have any questions on the quiz or why you might have gotten something wrong, you can always send me an email inquiry at sslade@gcali.com. Okay, or you can leave me a comment on Google Classroom. Alright, but all of the questions were taken from the week 3 notes packet directly. Okay, so we did go over it, and we did go over it again. Okay, so you've had double review for that. Now, let's do part B. Okay, this is our speed test. So what we're going to do is you're going to pause the video. I'll read the directions. Okay. Pause the video and fill in the endings below. When you've filled in all you can remember, press play and resume the video, where we will go over the endings and chants together. Alright, so pause the video now, and then go ahead and fill in the endings, then we'll go over it together. And welcome back. Okay, so let's fill in our endings now. Alright, please check your answers against me. Okay, now this week we have a new chart to learn with new endings. All right, so as I fill these in, check your answer. Well, you actually don't know these yet, so that's okay. Okay? All right, so I'll sing the chant through for second declension neuter. Okay, and this song is Rudolph, okay, the red-nosed reindeer. All right, and again, this is My Country 'Tis of Thee. All right, and this one is the alphabet song. Okay, so I'll sing the second declension neuter song just so that you can get a sense for how it sounds. Okay, and this is how it goes. U-M-I-O-U-M O-A-O-R-U-M I-S-A-I-S. That's the neuter second declension. Wah, wah. Okay, so do you think you can try that along with me? Okay, and we'll do it kind of slow, okay? And a 5, 6, 7, and U-M-I-O-U-M O-A-O-R-U-M I-S-A-I-S. That's the neuter second declension. Wah, wah. Okay, so let's try that, but with the rest of our declension songs. Okay, so we'll start with first declension, then we'll do second declension masculine, and then we'll do second declension neuter. And a 5, 6, 7, and A-A-E-A-E-A-M A-A-E-A-R-U-M I-S-A-S-I-S-2. Now the first declension's through. Now we're on to number 2. U-S-I-O-U-M O-I-O-R-U-M I-S-O-S and I-S-2. U-M-I-O-U-M O-A-O-R-U-M I-S-A-I-S. That's the neuter second declension. Wah, wah. Okay, so this is new, and we're going to add it to our chant. We're going to add it to our speed test, okay? So each week when we do this, that's what we're going to get. All right, moving on. We're going to do some Chapter C vocabulary. All right? So let's go ahead and we're going to fill these in together. Then we're going to color code them. Okay, now I told you at the beginning of this that you do need yellow. Okay? So if you don't have that, make sure you go get it. Okay? Pause the video, go get it, come back. All right, but in the meantime, here we go. All right, so please repeat the Latin vocabulary after me. Number 1, fatum, fati, neuter. Okay, and that means fate. Okay, like the fate of the dude was to conquer Rome, right? Okay, number 2, please repeat after me. Forum, fori, neuter. Okay, and that simply means it's the public square / marketplace. All right. Number 3, Oppidum, oppidi, neuter. Okay, and that simply means town. All right, next. Periculum, periculi, neuter. And that means danger. Okay, number 5, please repeat. Frumentum, frumenti, neuter. All right, and that means grain. All right, number 6. Praemium, praemii, neuter. That's a reward. Okay, number 7, please repeat. Astrum, astri, neuter. Okay, and that means star. All right, number 8, please repeat after me. Beneficium, beneficii, neuter. Okay, and that's where we get our word. I'm sorry, that's not where we get it. It means benefit or a gift. Okay, number 9, repeat after me. Gaudium, gaudii, neuter. All right, and that simply means joy. Okay, and finally, collum, colli, neuter. It means neck. Okay, so once you have these all written down, what I'd like you to do is just go through and color these in. Okay, I'd like for you to notice that all of these words this week, okay, they're all neuter. All right, because it's the new set of declension endings that we're learning. Okay, so go ahead. You can pause the video if you need more time to do this, because I know I'm doing this rather quickly. But please color code your vocabulary. All right, and remember, you should be following along with this video. Okay, so please do that. So if you need more time to write down the definitions of this stuff, you can pause the video, but I'm going to go on. Okay. So for part D, okay, we're going to do some grammar notes and practice. All right, now remember, let's read the directions. Follow along with the video as Magistro guides you through Chapter 9's grammar notes and grammar practice. Remember, I write, you write, unless I say otherwise, okay? So now, this week, you might have noticed that we have, well, let's actually just fill this chart in first, and then we can talk about what we notice. So, first things first, let's just put in our new second declension endings. That's going to go over here. Okay, so U-M-I-O-U-M O-A-O-R-U-M I-S-A-I-S. That's the neuter second declension. Wah, wah. Okay, so those are the endings. Now, this week we have a new column to add to our chart. All right, and that's this column here, the noun job column. Okay, so please fill in as I do. Okay, write what you see me writing. All right, so in the nominative square, that's going to be this one here, you're going to write subject, noun, SN. Okay, and you're also going to write predicate nominative. Okay, and that's going to be PRN. All right, you don't need to know what these things mean just yet. You will eventually, though. Okay, so I'm formally introducing it to you now. All right, once you have that filled out, we're going to do the genitive. Okay, so that's that box right there. Okay, and in this box, you're going to write possession. Okay? And for that, you're going to write an arrow. Okay, and once you've finished with that, we're going to do the dative box. Okay, and that is known as the indirect object. Okay, and that's IO. Okay, once you're done with that, we're going to do our accusative box here. And that has two things we're going to write. We're going to write direct object. Okay, that's DO. And object of preposition. Okay, and that's OP. You don't need to worry about that just yet. All right, and our final ablative box right in here, okay, that's also going, you're going to write, whoops, I'm sorry, that was the highlighter. You're also going to write object of preposition, right? So yeah, that happens twice. Okay, so if you need more time to do this, you can always pause the video, write these down. But if you're ready, I'm going to move on to the next part of this. Okay, we're going to do some grammar notes. All right, so the way this works, I'm going to read it out loud, and then we're going to fill in the answers on the bottom. All right, so first things first, we're going to talk about noun jobs. The nominative case is used for the subject. Okay. You may have noticed that there is something different about the chart above. Okay, the chart above meaning the one we just filled in. Okay, can you tell what the change is? A new column has been added, the column that tells you what noun job a case can fill. A noun's case ending can substitute for a preposition, but it can also tell you how the noun fits in with the other words in the sentence. It tells you what the noun is doing there. That is, it tells you what the noun's job is. Do you remember talking about finding the subject of a sentence in your English grammar class? Well, there is one particular job that a noun can have in a sentence. In Latin, you usually tell what the subject of a sentence is because the subject is in the nominative case. Okay, now, Magistra, what does all that mean? Let's take a look back for a minute. Okay, so over here, we found out in Latin, you can usually tell what the subject of a sentence is because the subject is in the nominative case. Okay, so pretty much, if you look here, all right, the case is nominative. And one of the noun jobs for the nominative case is subject noun. All right, so let's go back to our chart over here. Pretty much what that means, and let's circle it in a different color so you can see. Okay, if a word ends in a, I, us, I, or a, okay, these can all be subject nouns. All right, pretty much what I did was I just went across this column, this row here. Okay, so straight across, all these endings are possible subject nouns. Okay? Now, let's fill in our work here. Number 1. You may have noticed something different about the chart above. A new column has been added to tell what blank blank a case can fill. Okay, it tells you what noun job a case can fill. Number 2. A noun's ending tells you what the noun is blank there. That is, it tells you what the blank blank is. Okay. So it tells you what the noun is doing there. Okay, so we're going to write doing. Okay, that is, it tells you what the noun's job is. Whoops. Oh, I can't spell. Okay, so that's number 2. Make sure you have these answers filled in, please. All right. Next. The nominative case is also used for predicate nominative. Okay? And we're going to talk about what that means. It's okay if you don't quite understand just yet. All right. All of the other major noun jobs are listed in the new noun job column as well, but there are only 2 noun jobs that we are going to worry about today. That's the subject noun and the predicate nominative. Can you guess what case the subject noun and predicate nominative are in? That's right, it's in the nominative case. Predicate nominatives are always used with linking verbs, verbs that link the subject with another word. So far, the only linking verb that you know is sum esse fui futurum, which means I am to be, I was about to be. Okay? If you see that verb, you know that it may be followed in the sentence with a predicate nominative. Predicate nominatives rename the subject. Here is an example. Okay, Julia est puella. Okay, now, est means is, okay? So that's a linking verb. All right? If you want, you can put an equal sign to help you. But remember, okay, like it is in math. All right, let's say we have the equation 2 plus 2, okay? 2 plus 2 does not equal 7. Okay, that's just not right. That's not correct. Okay, 2 plus 2 equals 4. All right, so what you have on one side of the equal sign, you've got to have on the other. So if you've got a nominative over here, you have to have a nominative over here. Okay, now let's go back to our chart for a minute. The 2 nominative noun jobs are subject noun or predicate nominative. Okay, so that's 2 noun jobs a nominative can have. Okay, so one of them, Julia, she's our subject noun. All right, and it's linking up with puella, which is your predicate nominative. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Julia, or Julia rather, okay, and girl, are they describing the same person? Yes, they are. Okay, Julia and girl are the same. All right, that would be like me saying Miss Slade is a teacher. Okay, Miss Slade and teacher are describing the same person, me. All right, if I were to say Mrs. Prestamo is a woman, right? Mrs. Prestamo and woman are describing the same person. Okay, so whatever comes first is your subject noun, and whatever comes next is your predicate nominative. Okay, we'll go more into detail on what that means a little bit later, but for now, let's fill in our answers here. Okay, number 1. In Latin, you can usually tell what the blank of the sentence is because the blank is in the blank case. Okay, so in Latin, you can usually tell what the subject noun is. Well, we can just say subject. What the subject of the sentence is because the subject is in the nominative case. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2. Another noun job of the nominative case is the predicate nominative. All right, that's number 2. Number 3, predicate nominatives are always used with blank verbs or verbs that blank the subject with another word. Okay, so predicate nominatives are always used with linking verbs. Okay, or verbs that link the subject with another word. Okay, so that's number 3. Okay, number 4, the only blank verb we know is sum esse. Okay, so the only linking verb that we know is sum esse, okay, meaning to be. All right, number 5, predicate nominatives blank the subject. All right, that's this here. Predicate nominatives rename the subject. Okay? So our example, number 6. Julia is your subject, est is your linking verb, and puella is your predicate nominative. Okay? Your translation here is Julia is a girl. Okay? Now let's think about this. If predicate nominatives rename the subject, right? Julia is your subject noun, and girl is your predicate nominative. Okay, and it's linked together by is. All right? Are Julia and girl talking about the same person? Yes. Okay, it's connected by this linking verb. Think of it as a chain, right? So you've got 1 link, 2 link, and 3 link. Okay, they're all connected. These 3 things, they're all connected. You've got your subject noun, your linking verb, and your predicate nominative. Okay, and all of these are linked together because they're all related and they're all talking about the same thing. Okay? All right. Now, if you've got all your answers for the grammar written in, we're going to move on here and we're going to do a new chant that we're going to do it a couple times so you can kind of get the feel of how it sounds. And eventually you'll kind of figure out what this means. Okay? But this is how it goes. Okay? This is called the sentence pattern chant. Pattern A has a simple form. It's made with a verb and a subject noun. SNV, SNV. Pattern A has a simple form. Pattern B is a pattern of being. 2 nouns surround a small LV. SNLV, PRN, SNLV, PRN. Pattern B is a pattern of being. Pattern C is similar to B. A noun needs an adjective, don't use C. SNLV, PRA. SNLV, PRA. Pattern C is similar to B. Okay, so that is the sentence pattern chant. Let's do the first part. Okay, let's just do the first one a couple times. Okay, so you'll sing it along with me, or say it along with me. Okay, here we go. Pattern A has a simple form. It's made with a verb and a subject noun. SNV, SNV. Pattern A has a simple form. Okay, I would like to do that. Whoopsie daisy. I'd like to do that one more time, please. Okay, and here we go. Pattern A has a simple form. It's made with a verb and a subject noun. SNV, SNV. Pattern A has a simple form. Okay? So that's pattern A. Okay? Now I'd like to do pattern B. Okay? We'll do it maybe 2 times, I think. Okay? And here we go. Pattern B is a pattern of being. 2 nouns surround a small LV. SNLV, PRN, SNLV, PRN. Pattern B is a pattern of being. Okay, I'd like to try that again. Let's do it together. And pattern B is a pattern of being. 2 nouns surround a small LV. SNLV, PRN, SNLV, PRN. Pattern B is a pattern of being. Okay, so that is pattern B. Okay, and now, last but not least, I'd like to run through pattern C. All right, and we'll do this one twice as well. Here we go. Pattern C is similar to B. A noun needs an adjective, don't you see? SNLV, PRA. SNLV, PRA. Pattern C is similar to B. Okay, I'd like to do that one more time. Okay, please, I hope you guys are singing these chants with me. Otherwise, it's just silly, 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 right? Okay, and here we go. Pattern C is similar to B. A noun needs an adjective, don't you see? SNLV, PRA. SNLV, PRA. Pattern C is similar to B. Okay, so that's pattern C. Right, so we've got all our patterns. Now, since we know how they all go, let's put it all together and do the whole sentence pattern chant. You think you can handle that? If we were in class, I know you all would be like, yeah, Magistra, let's do it! Because I know how much you love Latin. This is super exciting. It's a cool new song. All right. You guys ready? All right. Don't forget to chant with me. And here we go. Pattern A has a simple form. It's made with a verb and a subject noun. SNV, SNV. Pattern A has a simple form. Pattern B is a pattern of being. 2 nouns surround a small LV. SNLV, PRN, SNLV, PRN. Pattern B is a pattern of being. Pattern C is similar to B. A noun needs an adjective, don't you see? SNLV, PRA. SNLV, PRA. Pattern C is similar to B. Okay? So that was this super cool new song that you learned in Latin this week. Yeah. All right, super fun. So practice that, and when we come back and I see your bright shining faces, I would expect that we know it. Okay, so we'll sing it together, and it'll become part of our daily regimen. All right, so without further ado, let's move on and see what this whole chanting nonsense is about. Okay, so we just talked about patterns A, pattern B, and pattern C. Okay, let's talk about pattern A first. Okay, now let's remind ourselves. Okay, pattern A has a simple form. It's made with a verb and a subject noun. And the pattern is SNV. Okay, what does SNV stand for? SN, okay, stands for subject noun. Okay, and V stands for verb. Okay, now here, pattern A, this is definitely pattern A because it's SNV. You see how that works? Okay, it's just a regular old action verb. Okay, there's something going on here. It's amat, which comes from amo, amare, amawi, amatum. It's a regular verb. Okay, so Julia amat simply means Julia loves. Okay, so that's an example of pattern A. Now let's talk about pattern B. Hey. Okay, pattern B. Sorry, the pen did not do what I wanted it to. Okay, let's remind ourselves. Pattern B is a pattern of being. Okay, and why do we say that? Okay, it's because we've got two nouns surrounding a small LV. Okay, and the pattern is SNLVPRN. All right, now what does LV stand for? Well, silly gooses, it stands for linking verbs. And what does PRN stand for? PRN stands for the predicate nominative. Oh, so lovely. Yes, fantastic. Okay, so that's our little guide up in the corner. Now remember, our pattern is SNLVPRN. So here we've got SNLVPRN. Because remember, est means is. Okay? Which means it's a linking verb, right? One thing is something else. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, that is an incontrovertible fact. Math. Nice. Okay, so how do we translate this? Julia est puella. Okay, Julia is a girl. All right? Julia and girl are describing the same person. Okay? Remember, it's like that chain. Okay, you've got your subject noun and you've got your predicate nominative. Okay, both of them are nominative. They need something to put them together, to link them. All right, and that's your simple linking verb right in the middle. Okay, also, many apologies for this horrible artwork. I am not an artiste. Okay, just a simple Latin teacher. Now, we will talk about pattern C another time, but right now, do not worry about pattern C. Okay? Okay. So we're going to move on here. And we're going to do some pattern A practice and pattern B practice. Okay? Now remember, pattern A has a simple form. It's made with a verb and a subject noun. Okay? SNV. SNV. Pattern A has a simple form. Okay? And if we look at sentences 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of these have a simple form. Okay, you've got SNV, 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 and SNV. Look at that. Okay? Now, some of you might be wondering, but Magistra, how do I know that these words are SNs and Vs? How do I know which one's which? Okay? That's just a simple vocabulary question. So if you've been studying your vocabulary, you would know that Regina is a noun. Okay? And you would know that laborat is a verb. You would just know it because you've been studying your vocabulary. And that is why I've been hounding you all since day one to study your Latin vocabulary. Understood? Understood. Okay, so let's translate these. Okay, so Regina laborat. All right, and that means the queen works. Okay? Number 2. Please repeat the Latin after me. Anquila parat. One more time. Anquila parat. Good. Okay, and that simply means the anquila, the maidservant. What did she do? She parat, prepares. Okay, once again, how do I know that? Simple vocabulary question. Okay, next, number 3. Please repeat the Latin after me. Socios clamat. One more time. Socios clamat. Okay, now let's translate. Socios, the ally or the associate. Clamats, shouts. Okay, and last but not least, please repeat number 4 after me. Magister demonstrat. All right, and let's translate that one too. So, magister, the teacher. What kind? The male teacher. Demonstrat. What does he do? Points out. Okay? So that was your pattern A practice. All right, notice that each of these sentences has some action in it. Okay, these are action verbs. Okay, pattern A is action verbs. Okay, action verbs. All right, you've got works, prepares, shouts, points out. Those are all actions. Okay? Now let's do pattern B. Pattern B is a pattern of being. Two nouns surround a small LV. SNLVPRN, SNLVPRN. Pattern B is a pattern of being. Okay, see that? Okay, action, AA, being, BB, right? Kind of makes sense, right? Okay, so now let's apply our pattern here as our markup or our, how do you guys call it? I know you do this in English grammar and I'm forgetting the word. Not identify. I know you guys are probably shouting at the computer. The answer, labeling. You are labeling. That's what you're doing. Ta-da! I knew it was in there somewhere. Okay, so let's label now. SNLVPRN, 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 SNLVPRN. Okay. And once again, Magistra, how do I know what these words are? Again, it's a simple vocabulary question. Okay, you'll be able to recognize nouns and verbs if you continue to study your vocabulary like diligent Latin skips. Okay? Now, let's do the translation. In this particular instance, you can just translate from left to right without stopping, similarly to the way that English works. Okay, so let's do that. So the Regina, the queen, what is she? She is a femina. She's a woman. Okay? Number 2. The ankilla, the maidservant, is a puella, a girl. Okay? Number 3. The socius, the ally, est, is a man. Okay? And last but not least, Mr. Clementius, Mr. Clemens, whoops, can't spell, est, is a magister, a teacher. He's the scary old teacher that's gonna teach you when you get older. But for now, you're stuck with me. Okay? So, remember, each of these, okay, pattern B is a pattern of being, and you need a linking verb for that, okay, and that is est. Okay, each of these sentences has est in it. Okay, and I'd also like to point out that all of these words here, regina, femmina, ancilla, puella, socius, vir, Mr. Clementius, and magister, those are all in the nominative case. Okay, remember, nominatives are used for subject nouns, and they're used for predicate nominatives. Okay? So please make sure that you have all of your sentences on both sides labeled, okay, meaning you wrote the little letters above, and make sure that you've translated each. Okay, so if you need to pause the screen, you may do so. But without further ado, I'm going to move on here. And I'm going to give you your further instructions. Okay, you know the drill by now. Okay, your classwork and attendance. Please submit these notes for a classwork homework grade on Google Classroom or via email if that doesn't work, no later than Thursday, April 9th at 11:59 p.m. Okay, in addition to that, similarly to last week, there's another part to this. Okay, it's going to be the Chapter 9 Open Notes quiz. Yes, you heard me right. I did say open notes. You can use your notes, children. Okay? You must take an online quiz this week. But of course, once you have gone through the week 4 video lesson and the notes, which you need to hand in, you must open up the Chapter 9 quiz, which can be found on the Google Classroom. And you have to take and submit it. This time, you may use your notes to help you. Okay? Now, quick little addendum here. All right, little extra thing. I know it says here over spring break, study your flashcards. Okay, no, don't do that. Okay, I want you guys to enjoy your spring break and have fun with your family and relax and have a great time. Okay, because I know you guys have been working really, really hard. You and your parents both. Okay, and I appreciate what you've been doing this week and the weeks past, and, you know, like, thank you. Okay, thank you for all the hard work you've put in. All right, you guys are super awesome. I totally miss you. All right, I can't wait to see you guys. And I'm also going to make a little change here. So your April flashcard journal, okay, it's back down to 100 minutes minimum. Okay, so none of that 175. Forget that. Okay, even if it does say it on the flashcard paper, this overrides that. Okay, I'm looking for just 100 minutes. Okay, so you definitely have plenty of time to finish that after spring break. Okay, so enjoy yourselves and have a blessed Easter. Okay, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Okay, wa later, Skippily.